Here's Nurkic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And it's a 12-point Celtic lead.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second-chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
They swipe it. Ginobili attacking, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And so here's Toronto, following the bucket by the Celtics. Passes to McDaniels. And nothing is falling for him right now. Celtics leading by 14. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Hi, Kevin. When former college coach Brad Stevens came in to coach the Boston Celtics, some worried that he'd have a tough time winning over headstrong point guard Rajon Rondo. But the two hit it off. Rondo said they become best friends, adding, "We talk every day. We laugh and joke. He has my full support. I'm behind him 100%. Kevin?
Rondo keeping an open mind and making himself accountable to Stevens' vision, Doris. Thanks. And the Raptors call time here.
You wonder when you look back at it just how significant a win Dirk had when he was able to get his championship ring.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And so here's Toronto. They trail by 16. And George kicks to Spates. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Raptors have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
About a year ago, they converted about 78% of their free throws as a team, so pretty solid there.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
Now, here is George. He had 25 points last game.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Ginobili the pass to Garnett. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Raptors trail by 16. Harris dishes to George. Back to Harris. We've got 22 seconds left now here in the second. Shot clock at 6. 13 feet away. George missing again.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Here's Garnett. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
I think they're going to be able to see pretty clearly on the replay that the shot left his hands in time, guys. The evidence is right there.
Yeah, and this is a big call, guys. I mean, they're going to take a very close look at it, even if it seems clear-cut at first glance.
And the official call is in. It's ruled a basket. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
And Kevin, this is exactly why we have this rule. And I think they made a great decision putting the rule in. The main thing is you want to get it right. And they definitely got this one right looking at the replay.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Celtics lead by 18.
I'm alongside Coach Casey. And, Coach, you guys are getting torched out there tonight. What's going on?
I don't know what has happened, but our defensive concentration, rotation has gone the way of the Buffalo. And I don't know what it is. I could care less about offense. You know, we're going to score. That's not the problem. It's making up our mind and having a commitment to the defensive end.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. It's been one outstanding game from Manu Ginobili.
Well, he created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. And I'll tell you what, he was smart with his shot making, too. Really took good ones.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
Raptors trail by 18. They've got Ginobili. Matt Barnes is out there with Nowitzki. That's Rajon Rondo, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, down low. Axie's in the game for the Celtics. Bledsoe with the block. One-on-one here. Here's George, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
You know, no time wasted getting that ball up the floor for the uncontested finish.
Boston leading by 16.
Eric Bledsoe is still on the come as a playmaker and shooter, but because of his great physical gifts, he is certainly a rising star in the NBA.
No good from Ginobili.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Bledsoe kicks to George. Back to Bledsoe. Boozer passes to George. Nowitzki with the steal. And now the fast break, Ginobili with the ball. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Vince Carter, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Steve Bledsoe, 6'1" with the 6'8" wingspan, blinding athleticism, and he's an aggressive defender.
Yeah, he's a guy who applies a lot of pressure on the ball. He attacks the glass offensively. He's given us some highlight reel blocks, too. I mean, this young guy is explosive.
Outside, George. Shot from free throw range, and it's good. George has got 14.
Got a lot of momentum going with his own game. He's been great today and just as hot as he was last time out.
Deflects the pass. Stolen by Boozer. Now the Raptors moving it up. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, he allowed him to get all the way to the rim, so actually a pretty good play to foul him and make him shoot free throws.
And then no choice really but to foul and stop the dunk. Don't let that happen.
Well, Wes Matthews started off last season on fire. Over 50% from long range over the first quarter of the season. And as time went on, he cooled off a bit, but as a whole, just an excellent year for Matthews. Probably the best of his career.
Fast break, Toronto. George has got the ball. And again, no good by Toronto.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
And Nowitzki has it in the corner. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Nowitzki's got his second basket of the game.
And Matthews, a reliable three-point shooter throughout his career. Able to hit spotting up or on the move. Prefers that left wing, but can really spray you from anywhere.
Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Boston. Duncan comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Toronto also making a switch. Mike Scott's checked in for Carlos Boozer. And George, here we go. And the shot is good. George has got 6 points in the quarter. And Steve Wesley Matthews selective with when he'll look to attack off the dribble.
Yeah, he keeps his turnovers low, but he's a gym rat. I mean, working on his ability to drive inside and finish, but really wants to shoot threes. That's what his focus is.
Here's George.
Oh, how about that, basketball fans? Wow. You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
So you guys, look, I don't know what the score is. That's the play we're all going to remember from this game.
Rondo against Bledsoe. The kick out to Matthews. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to Dallenberg. Dallenberg's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Dishes to Barnes. And a miss there on the triple. Raptors trail by 14. Here's George. Throws down the breakaway jam.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Boston making some changes. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Duncan. Garnett comes in for Barnes. And it's Ginobili in for Vince Carter. Spates checked in for the Raptors. Harris comes in for Eric Bledsoe. And D'Alembert kicks to Rondo. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Raptors have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
Oh, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Okay, Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
.103 left in the third. Harris with it. He's picked up by Rondo. And the basket by Harris.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Ginobili dishes to D'Alembert. Kicks it out to Garnett. And another basket for Boston.
Well, even with the double teaming, he had the vision to find the open man.
Raptors trail by 14. Harris outside. And Matthews kicks to Scott. Takes the 13-footer. Out to Harris. Toronto working the ball around now. There's the dish to Scott. Now the feed to Spates. George against Garnett. 6 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. Scott missing again. Here's Rondo. The shot is no good. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And it's time now to reveal our State Farm assist of the game. Today, Steve, it's a big man winning the honor.
And it was a no-brainer. This assist was really out of this world. I mean, he had a great understanding of the situation and where the ball had to go.
And the Celtics with possession here. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Boozer is out there with Paul George. Then there's Bledsoe. Then there's Maurice Spates. And it's McDaniels at shooting guard. Boozer a screen on Barnes. And George, here we go. A shot by McDaniels, no good. Celtics leading by 16. Barnes passes to Nowitzki, and that one's good.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Raptors shooting well, 50% from the floor. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
From the arc, and that one's good. Nowitzki's got 5 points now this quarter. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Kanter checked in for Maurice Spates. George dishes to Bledsoe.
You know, the NBA continues to get better at analyzing data and charting game results. Shouldn't surprise you that players shoot better off the catch than they do off the dribble. It's a big reason passing and ball movement tends to be more effective than one-on-one isolation play.
Barnes against Bledsoe. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Here's Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Ginobili's got 6 assists now in the game. Toronto's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Rondo against Bledsoe. Boozer kicks to George. Boozer with the screen for George. Will it go? A shot by McDaniels, no good. Celtics leading by 23. Down low. Here's Nurkic. A beautiful reverse layup.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Offensive rebound. George. Up and in on the layup. George has got 12 points here in the second half.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Here's Ginobili. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Excellent game we've seen from Manu Ginobili. He's got 10 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
Now, he's a maestro, Clark. I mean, the conductor of this offense, putting on a fantastic performance. Making the playoffs was a goal the Raptors have been working towards for a long time, and last year they were able to get back to the postseason for the first time since 2008.
Wesley Matthews checked in for McDaniels. The long drought came to a close last year, Clark, for Toronto. It wasn't a long ride in the playoffs, but the Raptors sure provided some excitement.
Well, that Game 7 loss to the Nets, Kevin, broke some hearts, but that's just a young team losing to a veteran team, and that always serves you well when you're looking to become more competitive, and ultimately the Raptors benefit from that type of experience.
And here's Matthews for the 3. That's good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Here's Nurkic. He's covered by Boozer. Here's Nowitzki. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Well, you talk about the great European players in NBA history. Dirk Nowitzki, Steve, has to be right at the top of the list.
Well, without question. And another distinction, you know, for Dirk is possibly the greatest 7-foot shooter in basketball history. Actually, I think he is. And then with that high release, you know, his jumper is about the closest thing to an unblockable shot as we've seen, you know, since maybe the sky hook back in the day.
Stripped away. And that's Evans penetrating.
Oh,
get it! What now?
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for Boston.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to him.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And asserting themselves right from the start, guys. They'll be taking the front end of a 4-game season series between these 2 clubs. They've got to feel good getting the upper hand tonight against the Raptors.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Ginobili. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected energy into every play that was made out there.
Here's Scott, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Kicks it to Temple. Feeds it to Evans. He dishes it to Temple. Carter drives in, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Harris outside. Outside Matthews.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
At the line for the Raptors, Wesley Matthews taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Boston making a switch here. Duncan's checked in. So he gets them both. There's 21 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And so the Celtics now can just hold on to the ball. Matthews with the steal. Here's McDaniels. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
It's interesting. They're like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got energy.
You know, it's not going to change anything, though, other than to make their losing margin a little more respectable.
A nice shot by Carter.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Steve, I thought those home fans gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Manu Ginobili.